All right. Hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is great to be here with you. And I am going to chat with you really quickly about emotional eating and getting off the emotional eating roller coaster because I have had so many conversations with clients lately about just emotional eating. And I know a lot of you struggle with that. So if that is you and you're watching right now, leave a comment here. Just raise your hand. Say, yep, me too, Megan. And I want you to know me too. I want you to know me too. And I'm going to share a story with you about something that happened. And then by the end of this, just give you a couple little nuggets and some insight that I have on how you can get off that emotional eating roller coaster and start to have some control. So last week I was on vacation with my family, and prior to that, like 2 months ago, I was on a camping trip with some of you. I think actually a few of you in the group were there. It was with a bunch of families who had kids with Down syndrome. It was awesome. So on that very first trip, my phone was stolen. And I was a mess over that. It was, working online, I rely on my phone so much. My phone was stolen. And that sucks big time. You know the feeling when you just when you lose something valuable like that, and that really messed me up, and it was a hard week. So fast forward to last week, I was out on the lake with my family and thought it would be so awesome to take some pictures. So I brought my phone out in the kayak, and sure enough, my brand new 2 month old phone, I dropped into the lake. And so I'm sharing this with you because um, I I typically in those types of situations would have just really gone into this emotional deep dive. Um, I have in my past a real struggle with emotional eating, especially like binge eating sweets and sugars. And I mean, there was a time when I was going through some relationship problems with a relationship that I was in that was very unhealthy, and I would literally just go to the store, you guys, and buy boxes of oatmeal cream pies and Swiss cake rolls and like bags of marshmallows and just annihilate this in one sitting. And um, it it was hard. I was really ashamed of that, and this is while I was working in fitness, and I couldn't I couldn't control it. I didn't know how to control it. And I know some of you might have similar struggles, and I'm sharing this openly with you because number one, I want you to know that you're not alone, and number two, because I want to give you hope that it does not have to be that way, because I am proof that twice in the last couple of months I have really been through some crap with my phone. And so what used to would have happened. That's not how you say that, Megan. What I would have done as my previous self um, is I would have like eaten all my feelings. I was upset. I don't want to undermine how upset I was about that and how frustrating it was that all of a sudden I couldn't, do all this work and be productive the way I wanted to. But, I was on vacation, so I would have just gone for it. There was an abundance of junk food for me to dig into. There were jelly beans and candy bars and cookies and all this stuff. And I did eat some of those, but I did not ever once like lose control and just go to town on that. And in my life now, and when I hit stressful times, or I hit my period, or I hit just really emotional times for me, and I'm dealing with stuff, I I don't lose control anymore. And the way that I have arrived there, and the thing that I want to share with you today, is that there are some things that, if that's you, if that's what's happening in your world, that I want you to become aware of, that are things that you can change. Because if there are things in your world that are already out of balance, when you become emotional, or when stress hits, or when you drop your phone in the bottom of the lake, or when you get in a car accident, or when you get in a fight with your spouse or partner or sister or whatever, those already um, occurring imbalances in your life are just going to like exacerbate. So as an example, if you are somebody who is already like on a diet and you are already restricting things and you have already put yourself out of balance, and you know that your body is not necessarily getting enough, right? Maybe you're trying to lose weight right now, and you've put yourself on a low calorie diet or a low carb diet just to try to get some of the weight off. You have put yourself kind of out of balance, and so all of a sudden something emotional happens, or your period comes, or stress, and that's going to really exacerbate that imbalance. And all of a sudden, you've already kind of been wanting sugar, you've already kind of been wanting the carbs or extra calories. Your ability to control yourself just, and you go for it, right? You're like a ticking time bomb because you're already out of balance. Or if you're somebody who has not been exercising. Exercise is a really emotional release for us. Our bodies are meant to move, you guys. We are meant to move. It's not something that we have to do just to lose weight. That physiologically, and the hormones in our brain are designed to respond to movement. And so, if you're somebody who is sedentary and you are not giving your body the opportunity to release some of your stress and your anxiety, and create these feel good hormones that we get through exercise, you are already out of balance. And so then the stress comes, and you don't have an outlet to release that. You aren't, because you're not exercising, your body doesn't have an option to manage that. And so you're going to start to cope with whatever you possibly can. It might be alcohol, it might be food, just anything that's going to get those hormones firing that would normally be firing maybe because of exercise. And I actually just right now got a message from one of my clients that I loved. She was having just a hard day. Like, her son was, she called him a crab apple. Your kids are just like really giving you a hard time, and you're tired. And she was laying there, and she decided, at that point, she was like, I'm going to get up and work out. And she has been starting these workouts with me. And she messaged me and said, what I would have done before. I almost said it again. I almost said used to would have done. I was an English teacher. Oh my gosh. She said what she would have done before was like go grab a cookie or go grab something to eat just to try to make herself feel better. And what she did instead was she got up and she did a workout, because she had started, kind of this process of getting her body active, and she knew this is the best thing for me right now. And immediately after this short workout, she just messaged me. She said, I feel so much better. And so what happened there is she did not turn to the food, she turned to the movement and releasing that stress versus trying to create this like hormonal response, that happiness, that feel good from eating versus something else. And so there's a couple things I want you to think about right now. If you are struggling with emotional eating, and going to that for comfort or just to make you feel better, first examine your world and examine where you might be out of balance right now. And I specifically deal with my clients with nutrition and exercise and stress, because that's my world. And so I want you to just think about those things. Like, have I put myself on a really restrictive diet where I'm already out of balance a little bit? Am I not giving my body the movement that it needs to be able to release stress on a regular basis? And by movement, I mean like very intentional, like work, getting your heart rate up, lifting weights, really challenging yourself, because that's the stuff that gets our hormones, our feel good hormones firing in our brain. And so if you already have one of those imbalances happening in your world, yes, you are much more likely to fall into emotional eating habits. And so that's where I like to address things first, is getting your body the nutrition and the balance of foods that it truly needs, not a restrictive diet to just try to like get a quick fix to lose weight, but truly nourishing your body with what it needs so that you have energy, so that you your body has the things that it needs to be able to manage stressful situations and just to feel good, and getting your body moving so that you're regularly releasing pent up stress and emotions. And for most people, that is that is the place to start. That is what's going to create the change for you to be able to get off the emotional eating roller coaster. And then there are things obviously that we can do just to help like manage stress in our world. And so all of these things, guys, I have in my mom restore system, I have laid all of this out so that if you are a person who is trapped in emotional eating and you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, I know that I am imbalanced. I know that, I'm trying to cut back and really restrict in my diet. And that's leading me to like cravings and binging, and I'm going up and down and up and down, and I'm then, because I eat all this sweets, then I feel like I have to cut back the other day, and it just keeps cycling and cycling. Just know that it's not your fault, and there is hope. There is a way to get out of that. And I would love to help you with that. Like, this is what I do, this is what I'm passionate about, and I have created the Mom Restore system as a step by step system that walks you through getting your nutrition balanced, balancing your blood sugar specifically to help deal with cravings, getting you started on a regular exercise program so that you every single day have an opportunity to release stress and help just take care of your body, which is going to help cut those cravings. And then we dig in specifically to things like emotional eating triggers and stress triggers and sleep and other things that can really fuel this problem. So if that's you, and you know that this is a cycle that you're trapped in, or something that you're struggling with right now, and you just want to get some clarity and maybe talk to me about how I can support you or how I can direct you, even if it's not me, to other resources. I have a few spots that are available still this week for what I call a Healthy Mom Breakthrough Call, where we'll block off some time. We'll chat about what's going on in your world. I want to hear about your struggles, if it's emotional eating, if it's other things that are holding you back from really thriving as a mom, because um, that's where you should be. You shouldn't be struggling. You shouldn't feel like you are just trying to survive as a mom. You should be thriving, and you deserve to be thriving and healthy, because that's what's best, not only for you but for your family, for your partner, for your kids. And this is what I love most of all. So I'm going to pop a link down here, and if that's you, just jump on there, grab a spot, we'll book a call. It's totally free, and honestly, there is like zero commitment to do anything. I just want to help give you some clarity, and if I'm the right answer to support you on getting out of this emotional eating roller coaster and getting on the path to your health, I would love that. All right, guys, have a great Wednesday. Leave some comments below if you have any questions about that too. And, oh, is that Sasha here? What's up, girl? You're like my favorite right now. I love seeing what you're doing. Thanks so much for being here. Okay, you guys have a good night.